you mentioned the partnerships you're doing. So you're enabling NFTs on Instagram. You're working with Disney. You're working with Adidas. You're working with Prada. I mean, Polygon just keeps coming up when you're dealing with major corporations. This is big. And you just said that you're having 10x more conversations than any other blockchain when it comes to these things. Talk about what you've been doing behind the scenes and what you're hearing from these companies and why have they chosen you?
Yeah, because it's very clear that they are now very interested in this. NFTs and this metaverse meme has been the biggest kind of breakthroughs for crypto to go into mainstream. And everybody is very interested in them. Like I can tell you very easily, in 5 years from now, the way you have chief marketing officer, or under them you have social media, VP of social media, VP of this thing, you will have VP of metaverse and VP of NFTs probably, right? CNO, you a chief NFT officer, because this is becoming a very important avenue of engagement with your end customers. Like, there was a stat that Nike actually made $183 million from their NFT sales and NFT purchases, and giving these authentic digital ownership of these items to their end users. Nike has also done a few drops at Polygon. Then the second bigger is Dolce and Gabbana. Like they also have done, I think, 40 to $50 million this year,
Wow.
and purely based on NFTs. That's purely fully based on Polygon, right? So, and there are multiple others. So, um, there is definitely there's a lot of demand from them, and only these things, because they exist in the real world. That's why, like I keep saying, sometimes our thought leaders in Web3, they kind of think that their echo chamber where they live is the world, right? But that's a very small part of the larger world. And I think, as I was saying, that because our DNA is app builders and our mission is mass adoption. Like when we were a fringe project coming out of nowhere, like no Silicon Valley investor, all that, even then, I think that's what we did always well. We punched above our weight. And at that time also, our mission was mass adoption. Like all of this, like tech and all that, these become commodities eventually. But at the end, adoption is our main mission. And that's also, like, as you said, that Polygon keeps coming on because that's in our DNA. Like everybody, when they join Polygon, they are thinking all day round that, how can we put, or how can we get Web3 in more hands of more people. Of course, that is dependent on what kind of tech our tech teams are building. But whatever scalability we are and whatever we can do in terms of bringing more users into Web3, everybody of us strives very hard for that. So as again, like I keep saying, it's about the mission, and we have a very clear mission that we want mass adoption. And that's where we are not only talking in the crypto bubble, where also we are very big. Polygon community is really not one of the biggest, probably the biggest in terms of adoption and developers with Ethereum. But outside this bubble also, we keep speaking to most of these enterprises, whoever are interested, and see how we can bring them on board to Web3. Because the people like you also, like who are in crypto deeply and all that, you would also, and who know that how the real world operates, you would know that the super cycle of crypto will not come without these enterprises also adopting into this, because they have billions of users interacting with them. If they are not a part of this, then this will never be mainstream. So that's a very important part of Web3 going mainstream.
Yeah. You don't want it just to be a bunch of nerds in the corner with $1 trillion market cap. You want it to be global, 100 trillion, 500 trillion market cap, and you've always been about that. That's been the vision of Polygon. So to do that, you need the tech, the scaling solution, the ZK, which we'll get to, and the big brand adoption, and whatever it takes to get there. Scaling, environmentally compatible, whatever, by any means necessary. That's where you're going.
Yep. Yep. And like we are also not only working on scaling, we have Polygon ID, for example, which we know that after the scalability is solved, identity is also a very big problem to be solved in blockchains. And after that, privacy, right? These three are the key pillars. Once we have all of this, then we will be able to onboard, because enterprises will not come without privacy. Like no enterprise, Walmart doesn't want to show you that, in a particular store, how much eggs they sold, right? For example, a particular month, they don't want to give you your company data, but you want those transactions still to be in public domain, and that's why you need privacy. So these three things are there, and we are working on all of them. Like, for example, Polygon Nightfall is specifically built for enterprises as a layer 2 public chain, but privacy enabled, right? Even though right now it supports only like say swaps and ERC20 transfers and all that, but eventually we are moving towards a place where you'll have a generic EVM, like Ethereum virtual machine, where you can write your generic business logic, but it's private.
The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.